Hello everyone, and welcome to Learn and Success English Practice. I'm Sarah, your host for today's English conversation lesson. Today we'll be listening to a real-life conversation between two friends, Ruchika and Alex, along with Alex's father. This dialogue is packed with everyday expressions and useful vocabulary that will help you improve your English speaking skills. Let's dive right in.
And I'm David, your language guide for today. As we listen to this conversation, I'll pause occasionally to explain useful vocabulary and expressions. Remember, practicing real conversations is one of the best ways to improve your English. Let's listen as Ruchika visits Alex's home to borrow an English grammar notebook.
Scene 1. Ruchika arrives at Alex's home. Alex opens the door.
Hi, Ruchika. What a pleasant surprise. Come on in.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for letting me in. I just came to borrow your English grammar notebook. I missed yesterday's class because my mother wasn't feeling well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. How is she now?
She's better, thank you. The doctor prescribed some medicines yesterday and she's recovering.
Let's pause here to look at some useful vocabulary. When Ruchika says her mother wasn't feeling well, this is a common way to say someone is sick without going into details. Alex responds with, I'm sorry to hear that, which is a polite expression showing sympathy. And when Ruchika mentions prescribed, it means the doctor officially recommended or ordered certain medicines.
That's good to hear. Please have a seat. Would you like something to drink? Tea, coffee, or cold drink? Tea would be nice, thank you. I'll just tell Mom to make tea for us. Dad, could you please keep Ruchika company while I'm gone?
Sure, son.
Notice how Alex offers his guests something to drink. This is common politeness in many cultures. The phrase, keep someone company, means to stay with someone so they're not alone. This is a useful expression for social situations.
Scene 2. Alex leaves, and his father starts a conversation with Ruchika. So, Ruchika, I've heard a lot about you from Alex, but we haven't had the chance to talk much. Tell me something about yourself.
Well, I'm 19 years old. I live with my parents. My father is a shopkeeper and my mother is a homemaker.
Here we see how to introduce basic personal information. Notice the term homemaker. This is a respectful way to describe someone who manages the home and family rather than working outside the home.
What are you studying currently? I'm studying English honors at City Public College.
That's wonderful. What year are you in?
I'm in my second year now.
Do you enjoy studying English literature?
Yes, I love it. Reading has always been my passion.
In educational conversations, it's common to ask about someone's field of study and their progress. The phrase, what year are you in, is specifically used for asking about academic progress in college or university. When Ruchika says reading is her passion, it means she loves it deeply and is enthusiastic about it.
Scene 3. Alex returns with tea and joins the conversation.
Here's your tea, Ruchika.
Thank you. Your father was just asking me about my studies.
Dad's always curious about my friends. He used to be a professor before retirement.
Really? That's interesting. What did you teach, Uncle?
I taught economics for 30 years at the State University.
This dialogue shows how to naturally transition between topics in a conversation. Notice how Ruchika addresses Alex's father as uncle. In many cultures, this is a respectful way to address an older family friend.
Ruchika, do you prefer homemade food or eating out?
Definitely homemade food. My mother cooks delicious meals. What about you?
I enjoy both, but there's nothing like home cooking. I agree with both of you. Homemade food is healthier too.
Here's a good example of expressing preferences with phrases like I prefer or I enjoy. These are polite ways to share your likes and dislikes in conversation.
Scene 4. The conversation continues with more personal questions. What's your favorite color, Ruchika?
Blue. I think it's peaceful and calming. What's yours?
I like green. It reminds me of nature and growth.
That's a nice perspective. Do you have any siblings, Alex?
Yes, I have an older sister. She's working as a doctor in another city. How about you?
I have a younger brother. He's still in high school.
This exchange shows how to talk about family members and ask follow-up questions. The word siblings refers to brothers and sisters. Notice how they describe their family members by mentioning their occupation or education level. This is a common way to give more information when introducing family.
Scene 5. Wrapping up the visit. Ruchika, thank you for the tea. I should be going now. Could I borrow your notebook, Alex?
Of course. Let me get it for you. It was nice talking to you, Ruchika. Please visit again and give my regards to your parents.
Thank you, Uncle. It was nice meeting you, too. I'll definitely come again.
Here's the notebook. Would you like me to walk you home?
No, thanks. It's not far. I'll be fine. Thanks again for everything.
You're welcome. Take care and see you at college tomorrow.
This final scene demonstrates how to politely end a visit. The phrase, "give my regards to," is a formal way to send good wishes to someone. Also, offering to walk someone home is a polite gesture showing concern for their safety.
Now, let's review some of the key vocabulary and expressions we heard in this conversation. Number 1, wasn't feeling well, a polite way to say someone is sick. Number 2, I'm sorry to hear that, expressing sympathy. Number 3, prescribed, when a doctor officially recommends medicine. Number 4, keep someone company, stay with someone so they're not alone. Number 5, homemaker, a respectful term for someone who manages the home and family. Number 6, passion, something you love deeply. Number 7, give my regards to, send good wishes to someone.
Great job listening. Conversations like this one between Ruchika, Alex, and Alex's father are perfect for practicing everyday English. They include greetings, expressing concern, talking about family, education, and personal preferences. All important topics for English learners.
Remember, the best way to improve your English is to practice these conversations with friends or language partners. Try to use some of the expressions we highlighted today in your own conversations.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Learn and Success English Practice. We hope you found it helpful and enjoyable. Don't forget to practice what you've learned and join us next time for another useful English conversation.
Until then, keep practicing and happy learning.